Wonder Woman has a superhero legacy that precedes her name itself. Gal Gadot brought Diana Prince so vividly to life, we wondered if she really was the Greek-inspired Amazonian demigod. However, throughout her long-running popularity, there are some things that don't make any sense. We're about to reveal them all. Before we take off, give us a like and subscribe to Screen Rant to be the first notified of all our brandy new content.
I have one rule.
Oh, then that's the rule you'll have to break to know the truth.
Which is?
Batman ignores his rule. Batman has always had one rule he religiously adheres to: no killing. However, he seems to get a little starstruck by Wonder Woman, and suddenly his hard, fast rule no longer applies.
I'm only interested in her skill set.
I'm sure you are.
Now, Wonder Woman herself isn't some insane murderer, but when she sees no other way for her enemies, that is what she does. Case in point, the dramatic killing of Lunderdorf when she thinks he's Ares. Batman never seems to enforce his rule around her. Either Batman is more frightened of her than the other heroes, or he's got a little crush of his own and doesn't want to be getting on her bad side.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Obviously, all speculation, but it doesn't make any sense. Why do you think Wonder Woman seems to have power over Batman?
At some point, even you have to learn to move on.
Steve Trevor tell you that?
Heart eyes for Trevor. Steve Trevor has gone through a lot of changes for the recent 2017 Wonder Woman. He was played by actor Chris Pine, and the writers were able to craft a truthful romance between Diana and himself. Prior to this film, Trevor seemed like the worst love interest Wonder Woman could have had. He was always obnoxious, insensitive, and, let's be honest, a jerk.
What other depraved thoughts must you be thinking?
God, your daughter's got a nice rack.
In the 60s and 70s, Trevor was the typical dude, eyeing her while in her superhero gear and treating her like trash when she was Diana Prince. Thankfully, in Patty Jenkins' film, she has made this romance make a bit more sense. But still, Diana, you're Wonder Woman. Let's move on already.
Nice outfit.
Thank you.
Her costume. Wonder Woman comes from Themyscira, not from America, which begs the question, why is her superhero costume featuring an all-American design? Through multiple comic book series, her costume has been adjusted to appear more international. Gal Gadot with her Israeli accent definitely helped as well. But prior to the DCEU, Wonder Woman practically sported an American flag, despite the fact that she protects the world, not just one country. In Marv Wolfman's interpretation, it was explained that the patriotic look was to honor Steve Trevor's mother, who was an American pilot.
Our emissary will don the colors of the foreign nation as a sign of respect and peace.
Whatever the reason, it doesn't make sense when Wonder Woman is here to protect everyone on the globe.
100 years ago, I walked away from mankind. From a century of horrors.
The ageless wonder. We think by now we understand that Wonder Woman doesn't age, but if she doesn't age, how did she get to be her current age? We know, right? Give us the formula. One of her unspoken powers is remaining ageless over hundreds of years. She's a demigod, which makes sense that she is immortal, as gods don't age. But Diana was born, not created like some of the Amazons who were reincarnated women after dying at the hands of men, which is not her case. So how did she get to be the age she is and never continue aging? Maybe a question for her creator, Charles Moulton, that will never get answered.
The lasso of Hestia compels you to reveal the truth.
But it's really hot.
The weapon of no truth. William Moulton Marston, better known as Charles Moulton, is the creator of both Wonder Woman and the lie detector test. Super cool, right? Moulton gave Wonder Woman a weapon called the Lasso of Truth. Anyone who touches the lasso must tell the truth. Sure sounds like a nice little rope to have, but other than being related directly to Moulton's own invention, we're not certain why she has it.
The lasso of Hestia compels you to reveal the truth.
The main issue is not whether it's successful, but that her entire character is based in Greek mythology, whereas the lasso was invented by Native Americans. Overall, as inventive as the Lasso of Truth is, it doesn't really speak as a truth to the character herself.
And yet, I never heard of you until Luther lured you out by stealing a picture of your dead boyfriend.
Between Wonder Woman and Batman. We might get this explanation in time, but what happened in the last years between Wonder Woman and Batman v Superman? According to the continuity of the DCEU, Superman is the first hero in decades because Wonder Woman has been hiding, along with Batman and others, which just doesn't fit with what we already know about the character, like her continuing to fight and save the day after Steve Trevor dies in Wonder Woman. Hopefully Patty Jenkins will explain this all in the next Wonder Woman film. Please, we need to know what's going on.
Zeus used the last of his power to stop Ares.
Wonder Woman does what Zeus couldn't. We all suspend our disbelief in movies, especially ones as epic as this. However, could Wonder Woman really defeat Ares after a god such as Zeus couldn't? We're talking an OG god himself who has enough power to create human beings couldn't destroy Ares. It's one thing for Wonder Woman to have the bravery to fight him and come close to winning. It's a whole other thing when she defeats him. And yes, obviously we're happy, but it seems to not make sense when her first trip to the outside world is tasked with crushing Ares. Though she is, after all, part god. What do you think? Does her defeating Ares make no sense at all to you? Sound off in the comments.
Yeah, really specs. Suddenly she's not the most beautiful woman you've ever seen.
Secret identity. Now, we're certain you've probably been asking this question for years now, but how is nobody noticing Diana Prince as Wonder Woman? How? Much like Superman's secret alias, Clark Kent, Wonder Woman just throws on glasses and calls it a day. The difference is that Clark is somewhat of a nobody, but Diana, more often than not, is in a position of power. I mean, come on. In the 2017 film, Diana works the prestigious Louvre Museum in Paris as a curator of antiques. Not exactly off the grid or hiding face. Seems like she'd need a mask to truly stay hidden, wouldn't you think?
Children. I work with children.
Which one do you think makes the least sense of all? Are we missing any main details of Wonder Woman's epic history that doesn't make sense to you? Let us know in the comments below. Give us a like and subscribe to Screen Rant to stay up to date on all our videos. Thanks a whole bunch for watching.